Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome back to NFTCON. I'm Esther, and I'm part of the core team at DeFi Summit and also NFTCON. And today we have a really great treat for you. I'm on a fireside chat with Tristan Rattink, who is the general manager of NBA Top Shot. And so we all know what started this whole NFT craze that we're all in right now. And it's NBA Top Shot. So we're going to have a great chat today. So Tristan, welcome to NFTCon. We would love for you to introduce yourself first.
Great. Well, first of all, thanks for having me, and wanted to say hello to everybody that's watching. I'm Tristan Rattink. I'm the general manager of NBA Top Shot. For the last 15 years, I've been leading high performance teams in the video game space. I've been a big trading card collector my entire life. Got big into crypto a couple of years back. NBA Top Shot was my first foray into NFTs. And so my goal was to combine, those interests and those passions and my professional background. And after I ripped my first pack in NBA Top Shot, I was hooked. And then now I'm so excited to be part of the team and excited to be doing things like this and chatting with you, Esther.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean, I've been following Dapper Labs since CryptoKitties, but it just blew up at the beginning of the year, like NBA Top Shot. Could you kind of share with us why it blew up and why it's so successful?
Sure. Yeah. So I think there's multiple factors. The collectible space in general, I think, has been sort of poised for a bit of disruption, and in such sort of a digital centric world that we live in now, it makes sense that the evolution of collectibles is going to be into the digital space. And I think our NBA Top Shot in general is a far more immersive product than most of the collectibles out there, since you're actually owning pieces of NBA history and you can get connected and rewatch and really sort of, fall in love with a play. A lot of collectibles are static, right? So there's not a lot of ability to understand, the context of the play or what that player was doing at the time. So now we're actually allowing people to, purchase and own like some of their favorite plays from some of their favorite players. So I think in general, the innovation of the collectible itself was huge.
Okay. So basically, you're telling us that it's more interactive than it's almost like a souvenir of your favorite play or your favorite players. And this is what makes NBA Top Shot different from other collectibles or other NFTs.
Yeah, and I think those differences have what made it successful. And then I think once like sports fans and collectibles fans are so avid that once they realize that there was something innovative and new on the market, then they wind up telling their friends, their fellow sports fans. So word of mouth really helped drive the success. And then we had everybody from, Mark Cuban to Carmelo Anthony join the platform. And, once you start to see that movement and those people starting to participate as well, others jump in. So I think we're still really early overall with NBA Top Shot. We have a ton more to come. But we're loving the momentum that we have and how many sports fans have joined the platform to date.
Yeah. And another thing with NBA Top Shot is that it's grown so quickly. Like, could you share a bit more about that?
Sure. I think a lot of that sort of comes from what I was saying before, in that once sports fans and collectors see that there is something, legitimately new that's hyper immersive. And, we're building great community. We're starting to inject a lot of utility around collection where, for people are being rewarded for what they collect, and they're joining exclusive clubs, and they're going to, we're just sending a bunch of people to Milwaukee for the Bucks home opener. And a lot of the people going is based off how they've collected what they've loved in NBA Top Shot to date. So I think once you start to, once people are proud to sort of evangelize and tell other people, things can start to snowball really quickly. And our team's been engaged in the social space and really trying to foster a great community of sports fans. So I think that's a lot of the reason that it's grown so quickly. And we continue to try to add more and more features and content every week. so that we can give people new reasons to come back and tell their friends, or maybe they've been waiting for, a player or a year that they were really excited about. And we're constantly trying to update and upgrade the platform to attract more and more people and continue to grow.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I know community is such an important part of, NBA Top Shots, and also for the NFT, for NFTs in general. I mean, do you have like any tips about like how to, grow your community and, connect with, fans and just people in the community?
For sure. Yeah. I think in general, great communities are being formed around NFTs right now, because people are really seeing them as a way to sort of like badge yourself and really, represent what you love about your team or types of plays, or just represent your fandom in general. And in some ways in the NFT space, they are signals of status, or even, allegiance or affiliation to certain groups. So one of the things, that I would encourage everybody to do is not to look at community as an oversight or as like a necessary service to a product. And especially, being a sports product, we're very geographically located. So we are seeing emergent behaviors with, Toronto Raptors fans getting together and, wanting to coordinate how they all go to a game together, right? And we formed the 9 Lives Lounge, which is a way of rewarding our Cool Cats set holders with some really unique perks. So people really need to think about that there should be some additional perks, utility, benefits, basically, to collecting and joining these communities. So it's definitely not an afterthought. In fact, community is at the forefront, I think, of what's happening in the NFT space. People are making friends and building relationships, and they're forming around the things that they love and how they want themselves to be represented in a digital space. So just double down would be my best advice to anybody else working on projects.
Yeah, awesome. And what can you share with us, like what are some of the special perks, or if I join like this group, and then what can I participate in?
So one of the I'll use the 9 Lives Lounge, and shout out to all the Cool Cat set holders that might be watching this. There is I think one of the coolest perks is an infinite object that contains the entire Cool Cat set. So I think the ability to have something that's framed, that you can sort of put on your wall or put on your desk, that continually shows off your collection. I think that's one of the biggest perks of these types of groups. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about NFTs in general and digital collectibles, is that you can be constantly reminded in ways like that. Like I remember when I had, my trading cards when I was a kid, they were sitting in a binder and no one saw them. And I certainly didn't see them every day. But in this space, you can not only see your collection daily in something like an infinite object, but you can also go out to the social space every day, rewatch some of your favorite plays, some of the things that you own in NBA Top Shot, and other people can see what you've collected and what you love and what you're about. And I think collectibles in general are a representation of the players and the things that we love. And this space is way more primed to show that off than most physical collectibles. But infinite objects frame is definitely the best perk, I think, of the 9 Lives Lounge.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, I would totally put that on my desk too. Yeah, and well, I'm going to move on and ask you a little bit about like the price for NBA Top Shots.
Sure.
I remember last April, I think one collectible was sold for about, was it $400,000?
Yeah.
I mean, people that are not involved in this NFT space will think that what are these like ridiculous amounts that people are paying for something that might just be a JPEG or a video clip that I can copy off on the internet. Can you share a bit more about why these NFTs are so valuable?
The one you're referring to was a heritage auction, and I think we could. In all collectibles, there's a bunch of technical points that make something collectible, and we could get into the details of serial numbers and who it was and all that. But I think in general, what we're seeing is that art collectors, history collectors, and memorabilia collectors are realizing how much the digital space is going to play a role in the direction and collection of modern art.
Mm-hmm.
I think in this case, a LeBron James moment. This was a very scarce, low serial number LeBron James moment from the top set, and I really think that it was somewhat reminiscent of a Kobe Bryant play that a lot of people would draw parallels to. But I think in general, having an incredibly rare moment from King James in a play that is immortalized in our collectible space and is highly shareable, and ownership is proven. I think that attracts people seeing the current value and the long-term value of owning a piece of NBA history like that. And it's King James, so he's obviously anything LeBron, anything Lakers is going to be highly sought after as well. So I think that's some of the big keys to that. And there's a lot of technical reasons, just like in trading cards, you can get into printing and rounded corners and look for all little details. There's definitely some details about our collectible that help heighten and amplify the value, but it all goes back to a clutch moment in NBA history.
Okay, so I understand. So, because I know I have some packs as well, but I just don't understand, like, what makes something more valuable or doesn't. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
And I know that Top Shot also started collaboration with WNBA.
Yeah.
Could you share more about that?
Definitely, yeah. So WNBA was always a part of the vision for Top Shot, in that our whole goal is to bring the best plays from basketball history, period. So you've got so WNBA we introduced this summer since it was in line with their regular season, and now they're in the midst of their playoffs. So there's some more great content coming up around their playoffs, and we're excited because it was the 25th anniversary of the WNBA, so it coincided really well. And we brought a bunch of new users and fans to the platform as a result of bringing the WNBA to Top Shot. And in general, we've just seen an incredible amount of momentum. Also in the social space as well. We've had Lisa Leslie and a whole bunch of people just sort of get in on the action and engage with our fans. And so it's been super fun to debut the WNBA. We're excited that in the long run, since our goal is to bring the best moments from basketball history, that both the WNBA and NBA will be well represented going forward.
That's really cool. And my next question is, well, who gets to pick these moments?
Sure. So this is one of the most fun parts of the experience for us. I mean, we get to have a lot of fun. We partner and collaborate well with the NBA. So first of all, we have a ton of people internally that love basketball. We've got some hoops heads that know the sport and plays inside and out. And so we have a great curation team that really knows how to hone in and select the right plays. We do that in collaboration with the NBA. They've been incredible partners in working with us on narrative and theme and us coming up and making sure that the best plays in NBA history are showcased. But there's a huge component that comes from the community and the audience as well. I mean, we're watching all the games. We're keeping up on where what the big plays are, what the highlights of the night are, what people want to see, and people definitely all over the social sphere will tell us what they think needs to be top shotted. So it's this combination of internal expertise, great collaboration with the experts at the NBA, and then listening to our community and making sure that when something big happens, we're on top of it, we're hearing them, we're aware of them, and we do our best to bring it to the platform.
Oh, that's great. So now if I'm a player, I can say that I got top shotted, right?
We would highly encourage that. But yeah, it's fun to see some players have acknowledged that they love when one of their plays gets immortalized as a Top Shot collectible. So definitely fun.
Oh, cool. And I'm just wondering, do you have any new launches planned, in the immediate future for NBA Top Shot?
Yeah, tons actually. Well, we can really consider ourselves a service, so we never stop. Right around the corner, we are launching a rare pack. We're running it back to the years 2005, 2006. So we've got some huge names coming from that year and that era, and that'll be dropping just next week. We are continuously launching weekly new updates and features to the site, big asks that the community has requested, and because it's tip-offs right around the corner, we've got a whole series of drops. So the product is living and breathing. It never stops. We'll be constantly updating marketing, trying to grow the product, sending fans to in real life experiences that they couldn't get anywhere else. In general, we're just getting started, and there's huge stuff coming. And start of the NBA season is like Christmas for us. It's when everything starts, attention around the NBA and hype around rookies, and all this momentum starts to build up. So we're excited about the next few weeks, and we're also excited about the next few years. But fans and people in the community can expect weekly, if not daily, updates from us constantly. So
nice, always engaged, right?
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah. Well, other than NBA Top Shot, could you share with us maybe other NFTs that you like?
Sure. So we're definitely, as a company and personally, we're very aware of, some of the other NFT projects out there. There's some incredible ones. We'd love to see that there's innovation happening around the space. Really like what the Bored Ape Yacht Club have done. For me, to speak personally, obviously there's CryptoPunks and there's some great projects. For me personally, my background and interests has been in big into music as well. So there's a little bit of a punk rock side to me I really like the Wicked Craniums.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I just something about that theme and that art style speaks to me.
Oh, that's great. I mean, we've got some really nice music NFT panels going on too, so you should check them out.
I will. Absolutely.
Yeah. And okay, then back to NBA Top Shot. What are your favorite moments?
All right, so I'm a collector of NBA Top Shot, obviously, but a big thing that I want to note is that our team really tries to get our collectibles into the hands of the community. So our team actually doesn't actively participate in pack drops or purchasing in the marketplace, just to make sure that the best of the best is reserved for our community.
Sure.
So for me, I think my favorite moments are actually still yet to come, because there's definitely some big name athletes that we want to bring to the platform that aren't there yet. So I feel like the best is yet to come. Okay. If you could tell a little bit by the jerseys behind me, I'm into flashy dunks personally, and so I would say for my collection, throwdowns is kind of my set, and I'm looking forward to the next installment of that. And so I haven't honed in on a particular moment that I love. Some of my favorite players of all time are coming to the platform in the future, and I'm looking forward to those moments being on our platform. And but yeah, so I do collect. The collection has been limited since I joined Top Shot, but I'm a throwdowns guy through and through.
Oh, cool. And I have a final question for you. What is your prediction for the future of NFTs?
The future of NFTs?
Yes.
That's bold predictions now. Hey? So I think that, I know that we're at the tip of the iceberg. Like that's the biggest thing. And I think some of the emergent behaviors that we're seeing that I'm really excited about, again, is around how communities are forming, how there is exclusive access to things, and people in the sake of something like NBA Top Shot, we are actually trying to connect fans. Like, we want to be the future of fandom. We're actually trying to use digital connectivity and digital collectibles as a vessel to also get people closer to the players, closer to their sport, to be able to show off in new ways, to form communities, and to, in some ways, we've been sending collectors to, once in a lifetime dream opportunities and trips, things that money can't buy. And I think that I think that people don't realize that's where the NFT world is going, is that it is going to be used as a means to reward some of the biggest fans of art and of music, and it's going to bring people closer to the artist or their craft than people have ever imagined. And if this is where we're at now, where we are using NFTs to badge ourselves and show our status and form great tribes and great communities. I think down the line, it's bridging the digital and the real. That's going to be the fascinating innovation.
Yes.
And I also think that with I know it's in a buzzwordy stage right now, but the metaverse. But there's I have some of my collectibles on the wall. I have some of my collectibles stored. But I'm excited for the day that I have a 3D space that I have my avatar and I have my top shots and maybe my apes and other things that I've achieved in video games, and I actually have a bit of a place in cyberspace that I can show to people and say, these are the things that I've earned through gaming, through collecting. And I don't know that people realize that like we're just at the start of avatars and video collectibles, but eventually you and I will be having a conversation in a 3D space and be able to show these things that we are collecting that are representations of who we are and what we stand for. So that's where I think the NFT future is. And I can't imagine a 2030 or a 2040 where digital collectibles are not everything, and we are all representing those collectibles in very unique 3D cyberspace. So I'm excited for that future. I'm excited to be at the forefront of hopefully helping that adoption and that growth, and make it accessible for people and fans to get into digital collectibles. But I think the best is yet to come.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, from my perspective as well, I get to talk to so many leaders in the space, and I really enjoying sharing this information, with our audience and with the public, so that they know what's happening in the space. Yeah. So Tristan, thank you so much for your time today. It was a great chat, and we learned so much about NBA Top Shot. I hope you can join us again in the near future.
I would love that. It was a pleasure, Esther, and thanks for having me. And cheers to everybody watching.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.